tremendous second half comeback, but the shed fell down a little bit in the opening quarter of an hour.
Yeah, I don't know where the first half came from. You know, you'd have thought on the back of a really good performance, a good week in training, we'd have started on the front foot. I mean, ever. They had an extra man in midfield against our two, but that's where you just got to hold your shape. We didn't give away cheap free kicks, so it wasn't the first free kick which went in, it's the third. I said, but you know, got to put your hands up sometimes. Great free kick inside of the post, keeper has no chance. But then the second goal's a disgrace as a team, and that's the whole emphasis, team. I said, but you've got one person who doesn't want to work in the team, you're really going to be a little bit vulnerable. And he's tweaked his groin, but you know, you're going to get that. He's coming back. I said, and he makes a big difference to us. I said, but you know, made changes, had to make changes at half time. Played with a little bit more impetus, played on the front foot, and then you know, we've got the goal, and then the pressure was on them. You know, I think that they were complaining about a penalty, but I actually thought ours. We had a blatant one where Dion's had a shot and the lad's actually gone full length. He always dived like a keeper, and whether it's his hand or his underarm, it's still a pen. You know, we never give it, and then so we were unlucky there. They were probably a bit unlucky with theirs, but I suppose on the balance of play, 2-2 is a fair result.
It was a cracking game to watch, particularly in the second half.
It wasn't a cracking game to manage. It was actually, you know, the one thing I would say is that you know, the players who went out in the second half, and even the lads who were on the bench, they showed everything. If you think about it, you know, Lynchy's come on, then he gets concussed. We then haven't got another middle midfielder on the pitch. We've had to take Regan from the full back area, put Stefan to left back. Regan's just go and compete, just battle in there, which he did. And then Stefan's put a great delivery in for the goal. We have had 2 or 3 great chances to win it in areas where, you know, the keeper's pulled the worldie off.
I was going to say that Pilling made a couple of good saves.
Yeah, and I said, but as I said, all I can say is the fans were brilliant. They stayed behind us, got behind the goal, and you could actually see the atmosphere, and you could see you were craving that we were going to get something, and they did stick with us, which is fair play to them, because on the balance of after the first half, you would have fully expected them to lose them, but they didn't. They stood there, stayed with us, and you know, just thought. Honestly, I thought the winner was coming, but it just didn't happen.
Character, I suppose, is the word, isn't it? In the second half.
Yeah, character, work rate, togetherness, team. You know, these are all words you can actually use all the time, but you know, that takes a good while to build, and you know, but what we did see, you know, people who come on wanted to come on and make a difference. Gilly's come on and got a goal. We created chances, you know, early part of the first few games of the season. We never looked like we were ever going to create a chance, and now we look like we are going to score goals. So, you know, we've got a really tough ask now in terms of going to Alfreton, because we know it'll be tough, we know they'll be direct, they'll be in your face, and we've got a man up and stand up to.
You've registered now 4 points from 6. No reason why it can't be 7 points from 9.
Or even
looking at it positively.
Even 7 points from 7. I'm better at maths than you, Neil. But yeah, you know, we've just got to know that we've got to start properly in games, and you know, give ourselves that fighting opportunity, and if we do, we'll be fine. I said, you know, at the minute, you know, we are struggling midfield wise, because obviously what we've got on personnel. I said, but you know, it is what it is.
Any chance of bringing any players in?
I said, we brought Regan in, isn't it? You know, to be honest, like if you look, it's, you know, we've got Dean's in suspended for another 2, which is his own fault. Morgs was like he's available for Monday, which is a big plus. I just think the answer isn't to keep on bringing players in, because you just end up with a backlog of players. And I prefer to get some out and actually get the numbers reduced, and then try and work on the group, the team ethos, and whatever. I said, so, but that'll come. I said, you can see, I can't grumble in the fact, I can grumble the fact that the first half was really dire. I said, but the second half wasn't dire, you know, and we have got goals, we looked a threat. There's an element of just that we're going to look a little bit vulnerable because you leave yourself open, but you know, attitude wise, as you said, you know, at 2-0 down, you're coming off half time, you've got anything to result then, isn't it? So we take the points and we move on.
In your own mind, you're beginning to get a settled side now.
Well, I would have said that. I knew where it was, but unfortunately, again, Andy's picked up a niggle. Morg's got suspended. So, to answer your question, yes and no. I know in my mind where we need to be and where we're going to go, but that will take a bit of time. But you know, time is everything, isn't it? I said, but you've got the basics of a good squad here. We do have certain areas where we need to strengthen, but as I said, at the moment we've got too many players, so I don't want to keep on bringing bodies in. I said, because you know, we're going through club tracksuits like you wouldn't believe, so we need people out to actually bring in.
After the Chorley game, you had a little bit of a rant in your after-match interview. You're a totally different person today.
But I'd actually say the first half was dire, but the second half looked like one of my teams. We tried to play on the front foot, we tried to get balls in the box, we looked at threat from set pieces, we got pace in the team, and you know, I had to go to Van at half time. I said I thought the first half he was cruising. He actually believed he'd done all right. He was even more worried. I said, but the second half, you seen what he's about. So he's got to go and look at the first half and look at the second half and believe which one's which. Because you set the benchmark to what you can do. You know, he was drifting off the flank, he was getting on the ball, he was drifting into the 10 area. He was just becoming a nuisance. I said, well, we need that all the time.
Liam, good luck on Monday.
Thank you.